We gon' run it, hit the field, blast off, watch them all fall. This is AFC North Talk. Got me hype, it's about to be a touchdown. Got the Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, and the Browns. Are you listening? It's time to get it hype. Tune in when the season poppin'. Yeah, we going live. Ay, knock 'em out. Ay, first down, going hard. Yes, indeed. AFC North Talk. Let's go. Ay, AFC North Talk.
Welcome to another edition of AFC North Talk. And look, we here. You know, we're gonna be coming through we're a month from the draft, so draft is coming. So essentially, we have 4 more mock drafts before the day of. We're gonna be streaming here live, another show. You know what? Memes have been created from those drafts, and I enjoy every time people tag me in those memes. I said memes. That's how I say in Spanish. Memes. Sorry. Memes. Sorry about that.
Sonny, they told us they were gonna age badly, man.
Yeah, right. 2 years later, they were like, "Not even for cheap. Go. We don't even want you here."
See you.
But I think this week has been relatively quiet. But we'll go on around. Q, by the way, for those of you before you ask, Q was feeling under the weather. So hopefully our guy is feeling better and he'll be back here next week. Shout out to Q. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the Ravens. Look, we haven't done shit. We haven't done anything. We keep losing players. So we lost Clowney. He didn't had a breaking contract, but it's not like the Ravens have a lot of money. JJ, yes, Corbin Burns, amazing. Anyway, that's baseball. Clowney signed for $220 up to $24, I think it was. But I think the Ravens have about $10 million under the cap, so it's just. I mean, if they really wanted, they could have. I think that's a bigger loss than people might think. Clowney wasn't our sack leader, but he was definitely a disruptor in that D-line. He had his best career year, some people will say. And for the Ravens, he definitely outperformed what we were paying him. He outperformed the expectation. I think with this, Benoit said that he was talking to the Ravens a lot. I think they will try to bring Benoit. Benoit will be somebody that won't get a lot of traction versus Clowney. Clowney, even though Clowney hasn't performed into that first first pick, right, in the draft, people still hold him high, right? Maybe not as high, but teams still regard him. I mean, Ravens did last year, Browns before that. So saying that, I think that's going to be a bigger loss. But I think most people knew it was going to happen. So that was the Ravens. We haven't signed anybody. That's what we did. We keep losing players. J-Rock, I feel like the Steelers did do something. Didn't they sign? Oh, yeah. You guys saw the running back.
Cordero Patterson.
Yeah, Cordero Patterson.
Yeah. I love the signing, actually.
For return, right? He see your return?
I mean, he gonna be returned, but I hope they use him more in the receiver aspect of it, because that's what we need to help at. So I mean, the running back room is already stacked, of course, with Najee and Jalen, but we need help on that wide receiver line.
Man, I got Quez Watkins, man.
Get out of here. and Van Jefferson. I think to be honest, they were 2 filler picks. It almost seems reminiscent of what they did a couple years ago, picking up Kenny Pickett. It seemed like, they were just trying to scramble and make the best with little bit to nothing. I don't understand the picks, but like I said, then you come back and pick somebody like Cordero Patterson. You already got 2 running backs in the room. Then you got a rookie, or you could really consider him like a redshirt rookie, because you drafted him last year, Alfonso Graham. Drafted him, and he didn't get to play last year just because he got injured. So if I was Alfonso, I kind of be mad, if you already had 2 viable running backs and you probably wasn't going to get no time behind, and then you go and really kind of sign another one. doesn't look good for him. But I'm optimistic. But yeah, I hope Cordero plays more wide receiver than anything else. Like I said, other than that, it was those two picks, Quez Watkins and Van Jefferson. I'm not really big fans of it.
And then Ace, what's happening with the Bengals? I don't think the Bengals signed anybody, right?
Yeah, the Bengals haven't done anything either. I think the Steelers were probably the most active team this week. I don't think any of the other teams in the North did much. The thing that sticks out, though, is the timing of the Steelers doing that move is right after we get the new kickoff, right? And I think the biggest thing that really came out this week in the NFL were rule changes, right? We talk about the hip drop tackle. We talk about the field goal. So I thought that they kind of made a clever move bringing in a Cordero Patterson because it's a completely changed kickoff, and it's more of actually kind of like a run play than it really is a return. So for them to add a guy in Cordero Patterson who's not only been good as a kick returner but also a running back, I think makes a lot of sense where that play can have a lot of impact on games now. It does take away, of course, a surprise onside kick, which was really a low percentage anyway. I think it was only like 3% of kicks that were really the surprise onside kicks. So you can still onside kick. You just have to let somebody know that you're going to onside kick it. So there's no more surprise onside kick where you just do that. Like that's just not happening. But I think that this was for the betterment of the sport. And I think that the Steelers seem like the first NFL team to really be aggressive in attacking and taking advantage of that. And I think we're going to see for probably the next couple of years, people getting used to it because you got to think about it. A lot of these college kids, they never did that. This was a rule that they grabbed from the XFL that they're bringing over. But, you know, when you're only returning 20% of your kicks in the league, they had to do this. Most of the stuff was touchbacks. So I thought that the Steelers kind of got ahead of the curve on getting a guy like that. And it's going to be interesting to see how the personnel changes as well, because you might need more blockers in there on the return kind of aspect. Are you going to use gunners? Like it has to be a little bit more strategic. So I think the Steelers made a good move in doing that. From the receiver position, I think like J-Rock is saying, it didn't really do much. Like you can bring in a Van Jefferson, you can bring in a Quez Watkins, but it doesn't move the needle as much. It doesn't keep you from possibly drafting a receiver in the first couple of rounds for the Steelers. So I think it adds to the team. But I think the biggest move was Cordero Patterson. I think like J-Rock is saying, do they also use him in the running game? And what does that look like? Because this is a guy that came from an Arthur Smith offense. So clearly he knows the system. That may give him an advantage over a guy like Jaylen Warren, who I like and still think might be one of the most explosive from that group. But you got to think he already knows the system. Is he going to be able to come in there and get some reps? So I thought what they did was interesting. The Bengals, like I said, we didn't really do much. It was more of a kind of looking at the rules, kind of looking at pro days, which pro days are the Bengals coaches and stuff attending. So that's where we're kind of at right now with the draft. We expected the Bengals to draft, or not draft, but sign one of these free agent corners out there. There's another one that came off of the market this week in Tre'Davious White, who got some pretty decent money, I think, for this late in the process, but haven't seen them actually move on signing someone. I wonder if that happens possibly next week. I think the one person that they were looking at is possibly some of the veteran ones left over on the market. So we'll see what happens. But right now, I think Adoree Jackson was viewed as kind of the favorite to get added. But he's visited, and I think some other corners visited, but we haven't heard anything yet. So that's the only move I really expect the Bengals to make possibly between now and the draft is adding another veteran corner. But, yeah, they haven't made any moves. Not much on the Bengals front this week.
No Eli Apple for the Bengals?
Eli is one of the options. Eli is one of the options. They brought in Eli. I believe they also brought in Adoree Jackson, and I think they also brought in the guy from the Dolphins, the guy that got cut from the Dolphins. They talked about him as well. So we'll see which way they go. But, yeah, Eli could be back. I mean, right now they're kind of looking at like a third or fourth corner, kind of a veteran and come in and help the young guys. You know, Eli was able to make, a little bit better of his career when he came and played with the Bengals. I don't know if I would consider him the veteran that you want leading the guys, but he would provide some depth there.
Yeah, right. Were you going to say something?
I forgot to mention. Excuse me. I forgot to mention another unfavorable signing that we did sign. We signed our third quarterback, Kyle Allen.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and I wasn't hype on that. I thought if anything, we would probably. Well, and I'm still optimistic on it that we'll probably draft a quarterback late in the draft.
Mhm.
But as far as like his productivity, I think he's been on like 4 or 5 teams in 5 or 6 years, something like that.
Yeah, Kyle Allen has been all over the place.
Yeah,
He's
I think
kind of a
if I'm not
journeyman.
mistaken, it's 4 teams in 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I wasn't. Of course, I wasn't liking that. I mean, I wasn't too hot on that. It is almost again seemed like an emergency move, something that they just had to do because they had a position to fill.
So let's talk real quick about this rule change because I saw most of them. I'm not sure what to think of them yet, but on the return side, it gives you interesting matchups, right? In the case of returnability, would you then put a guy, let's say like a running back, like an actual running back, and then you put maybe a more blocking? Let's think about the Steelers. I know a guy that we used to play for the Ravens, Boykins, right? A guy that maybe can catch, give it to the running back. That way you don't have to worry about the running back catching the ball, and he goes straight to blocking, right? And then you're behind a running back, right? I'm interested to see if that's something that it will happen. But more is the drop hip tackle. That is a rule that I do not like at all. And Mark Andrew became the poster boy with Wilson, actually, right? Was it Wilson?
Yeah.
And look, I remember Patrick Queen saying it when it happens, like, you can't take that out of this game. I know he's my brother, and it sucks to happen. Because think about this: you get Henry for the Ravens ahead of Steam. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I don't know how,
Because the offense is always moving forward. You're just trying to, right? You're not trying to hurt the guy. I don't think Wilson did it to hurt him. But what do you do? What was it?
I don't know, man. To me, like, there's already so much that these defensive guys have against them, right? You talk about the illegal contact. They can't touch guys within 5 yards anymore. They can't, go high and try to take guys out. In some instances, some people, like if you're talking about quarterbacks, they can't go low. And now you're taking away the hip area. And to me, the biggest issue is, like you said, when you get a bigger guy like a tight end or you get a Derrick Henry type running back, how are the small guys like the Mike Hilton supposed to bring this guy down in a fashion where they're able to control their body, sometimes going upwards of 20 miles an hour, trying to hit these angles, trying to not hit them too high and do that. Now they have to watch about, the hip stuff. Like to me, the NFL is really making this 4D chess for defensive players. And to me, I just think we're going to get a bunch of situations where people don't know what they're doing. I would hope that it wouldn't be a flag fest. Like, the only thing that's kind of comforted me a little bit over the past couple of days with this is that some people have talked about, all right, well, initially they're not going to call it in the game. They're just going to find guys after the game, and hopefully that gets guys used to doing it. But the last thing that I want to see is we're watching an AFC, NFC championship game, and we're watching a guy stop a guy on third down, and it's the flag comes out, and it's 15 yards and a first down, and then another team that would have lost the game is now winning the game on a game-winning field goal because that penalty has put them in a position to be able to do it. To me, it's ridiculous. To me, it's not football. There's a lot of people saying adapt and this and that. Like, if you ever played football before, I don't know how you adapt to that, because a hip drop tackle never existed when people played football. It was just a tackle. So the whole adjust or die thing, like, I don't understand what they're doing. If you're going to make an adjustment, put some flags on their hips and play flag football, because that's literally the way that you tackle somebody, is wrapping them at the waist and at the hips. So we'll see. It's obviously distinguishable, but I don't think it's that distinguishable to the point where people know what it is. It's kind of like a football move. When you hear these rules and they're like, what's a football move? Well, what the hell is a swivel? Like, when you look at the actual wordage and stuff like that, there's people making up parts of the rule already that doesn't even exist in the text of the rule. There's certain people saying, oh, you got to approach them from the side and this and that. It doesn't say that in the rule. It says that you have to go after them. If you go after them with both hands, and then if you fall in a way where you end up falling on their legs or something like that with that swivel movement, then it's a flag. So to me, the description of it is pretty vague, and it's going to be hard to really kind of understand, especially when the bullets are flying, how like this rule is going to be applied. And then you're talking about refs being at different angles where they might not see what's going on. How can they say in a split second when you don't have the opportunity to go to replay and look if they're making the right call or not? It's just, I don't know. The NFL, to me, they do more damage than they do making progress in terms of putting these rules in to actually fix the game. They end up limiting the game, and we saw that already last season. And I just worry that that's going to be the case next season, is the over-analysis by paralysis, or paralysis by over-analysis with these games, and I feel like that's going to mess it up.
One good thing that came out was the ability of the replay, or the guy in the booth, the ref in the booth, I don't know what we call him, that he can quickly overcorrect some of the flags. I think that was approved. I think that was the Dolphins rule. It might have been the Eagles rule proposal. And I think it went approved. That potentially can be good. Can be, and the other thing was, if you go 1-1 in challenges, you still keep your third challenge. I think that was another good one. But yeah, the hip tackle, I didn't like it. And again, I know it came very big with Mark Andrews in that game.
The crazy thing, Sonny, and somebody pointed this out in the chat. Do you know that they said that play with Logan Wilson under the new rule wouldn't be deemed a hip drop tackle? Like I
saw that. But that was
that's crazy.
But that is essentially what it is.
That was the whole reason why they made it up, because of that play. Really,
these are the people that we're trusting to tell us what a hip drop tackle is. Like, there's people on my Twitter and stuff, because I had a tweet that went crazy. I don't think anybody really knows what a hip drop tackle is. There's people trying to flex out there and act like they know what a hip drop tackle is, but I don't think people know what a hip drop tackle is.
Yeah, no, my understanding was essentially you had the guy wrap and you essentially let yourself go down.
Let yourself go down.
And then obviously your hip / butt will go down first. And the problem is, if a leg gets underneath, which is what happened with Mark Andrews.
What is unweighting yourself? What the hell does that mean? What the hell does it, like, if you're diving at somebody, is that unweighting yourself? Like,
is this gonna be worse than the catch rule? Remember, is this a catch, not a catch? And we're like, we all know what a catch is, but is it a catch under the rule? We don't know. Like, this is insane. Come on. Like we're making this way more complicated than it should be. Again, this is a guy that obviously we lost Mark Andrews last year. And I never thought it was a dirty hit from Wilson. And look, I don't want to see this game. I think the game currently is a little bit skewed to the offensive side.
Yeah.
I don't need it to be even more skewed. I know people like touchdowns, but are we trying to approach like all-star level football, right? Meaning, like, if you watch the NBA All-Star, I don't know about y'all. For me, it's like, let me watch it the first 2 minutes. Literally, that's all I do. And I see a couple of great plays, nobody's defending, and then I get really bored real quick. And I'm like, okay. And then I check if it is competitive at the end. They usually try to play. Right? I would not want to see games in the 50 to 40 something range, right? Like, if there's one game a year that happens, it's cool. But if it becomes the norm, then the excitement, in my opinion, dwindles a little bit. It's not exciting if everything is a bomb, right? No, the cool thing of football is an adjustment level playing game. Like, oh, you did this, I'm going to adjust this way, right? But if everything is skewed for the offense, the adjustment is minimal. At that point, you're just hoping that somebody drops the ball, right? For you advance and just take the lead, right? I don't know. I'm hoping it doesn't become a big thing. I'm hoping it's not, it doesn't disrupt the game. That's my hope.
We're hoping that every offseason,
yeah.
I know that's what you're hoping, Sonny, but that's eventually going to happen. I mean, even like players like Mike Mitchell, a few years, a Steelers safety, a few years ago said, you got these defensive players out here playing handicapped essentially. At that point, they're going to get hurt trying to think 2 and 3 seconds before they try to go make a play. They trying to go make the tackle or try to go make the interception. Whole time they thinking about whether they can hit the person here, hit the person there, tackle them this type of way, and do all this. And by the time they think about it, the person then already scored. Offense already went down the field on them. So I mean, and then not to mention that it's going to be giving up yards and touchdowns, but then the players are getting fined as well and potentially suspended. So we seen that last year with DeMonte Casey. With these type of hits and stuff like that. So I mean, it's going to be a huge problem, and I personally think that the NFL and the refs in particular already get the calls that they have wrong anyway. Why are you adding more penalties to what you had and more fines and stuff that y'all have to like figure out in the office when every week we have gripes and complaints and memes of people calling the NFL office for y'all messing up on the calls that y'all had. I just think it's too much. And I mean, the nature of the game is aggressive. It's rough. People are going to get hurt. It's 100% injury rate once you play football. I mean, people are crashing into each other 100 miles an hour every play, banging heads every play. It's inevitable. So, I mean, like, I just think that, to try to eliminate those type of rules, I mean, it's pretty much going to be a Pro Bowl game every week. I mean, y'all pretty much going to be playing tag.
Man, that's not what I want.
Might as well take the pads off to put flags with a helmet on, and and just go like that.
Yeah, it's like you guys talked about it. It's too catered to the offense now, to the point where we sit here now and we're like, yeah, holding Pat Mahomes and these offenses to 20 points is amazing defense. Like I remember when it used to be shutouts, 10 points, 3 points. That used to be the barometer for good defense. Now the barometer is, hey, hold this team to 20 points. And I'm like, what are we doing now? What are we doing where that's supposed to be the barometer for elite defense?
Yep. Okay, so before we're gonna mock it up soon, but before that, I want to give a big shout out, or we as the AFC North: Adam Holland, W. Zulu, Luis Cousin, Leo Cell, Ray Rack, Wesley, Earl, Christian, Rob. Shout out to all of you for being the top tier Patreon. And for everybody else that is a Patreon, as you see, we don't currently have a sponsor, so we do appreciate you support, and we're almost at 10K. I think we're like 40 people or 40 subs for 10K. So make sure you share our content, like and subscribe if you haven't, so when we come up live. Hit that bell. As is the off season, we're probably gonna be shifting days as our schedules move, right? But you hit the bell, when we come live. Okay. Anyway, we'll see what happens, guys. It sucks. I personally don't like the rule. We'll see how much they implement the rule. That being said, we're going to have a mock draft here. Let me try to zoom in. Ooh. This is from Pro Football Network.
Okay.
How many rounds are we going, son?
Three.
Nice.
And it already started, by the way. There you go, the first 5.
All right.
Okay.
JJ McCarthy, okay.
So already
looks like this one is updated pretty well. Drake May, so 4 quarterbacks off the board already.
Yep. Pick 18, first pick here.
I like that. As a Bengals fan, I like that.
About to Mitchell.
All right. Nah, we're not taking that. Nah, we're not taking that. And now we're definitely not taking that.
Right. You have to pick your picks, bro.
Man, so right now I'm in a situation where I'm looking at Amarius Mims, J.C. Latham, Brian Thomas, Byron Murphy, Johnny Newton. If you're a Bengals fan, this is probably kind of a dream scenario. Like you got a lot of options here right now. In this scenario, if I had a better trade back option, I probably would move back, 3 or 4 spots. Because you get to pretty much choose between any of these guys. I'm going to go with the guy that I like out of all of these guys, and I'm going to go with I think I'm going to switch it up because I was going to go Latham, but I'm going to go Brian Thomas Jr. Give me Brian Thomas Jr. from LSU.
I'll take him. LSU boy.
Hey, that's a good pick.
I think the Bengals in this situation would consider taking him because that gives you somebody for T. Higgins next season.
I'm not trading no picks. You can take them out the board.
This is a great trade, though. You go 4 back.
I just need to pick who I need to pick.
You're looking for Mims?
Yeah, I don't need
The
no
Georgia boys?
Yeah, we need Mims. Go ahead on, line them up.
Putting that beef there?
Hey,
Yeah,
man, just hope he doesn't sneeze in practice and injure yourself. That's all I say, man.
Here you go. Oh man.
Look, if this happens in the draft, like I can see the Ravens taking something like this.
I'm
not gonna be happy, but I can see something like this happening. Okay. Oh yeah, give me a lineman. I'm not even gonna play. I'm not gonna front here.
I didn't see it.
You can see the picks here.
Okay, Tyler Guyan. Okay,
Tyler Guyan.
I like that pick
I actually
too.
like Guyan.
Yeah.
Guyan.
Next pick is the Bengals 49.
All right,
By
give
the
me no, reject. Give me Tavondre Sweat, man.
You know what, Michael Penix?
Need that nose tackle. Need that nose tackle to replace DJ Reader. I'm definitely taking him.
By the way, guys, if you have any questions or comments, super chats are available while we do the mock draft.
Bengals fans will probably freak out, like, bro, you didn't take a tackle. Like this is a tackle class that is fully stocked.
What kind of where the centers at? You got that? Can you do it by position?
Yeah. Let's see.
What it do?
I'm gonna go Cedric Van Prime.
Good pick.
Okay, next pick. We need to pick for the Browns. If we have any Brownie fans, it would be great.
What would be great. Need? What does it say their needs are? It usually says what the needs are.
D-tackle, OT, linebacker.
Is it no tackle or is it just regular? I mean, I can see them taking.
They don't use nose tackle. They don't use nose tackle.
I told y'all they was gonna get mad. I didn't take a tackle. Told y'all.
Bro, you didn't take a tackle.
I would probably say that they would take. I think Quincy was taking either offensive lineman, or somebody said Jeremiah Trotter Jr. linebacker.
Jeremiah Trotter Jr. Hold on. That's 88. I mean, I'll do it.
I mean, if they take a linebacker, I would say Peyton Wilson. I mean, he would be the highest linebacker.
Let me see here. Is somebody say Wink? Wait, no. Patrick Paul?
Yeah. Patrick Paul, the offensive lineman.
Tackle? That's probably a better pick. I'm gonna go.
Because it's like they have Jedrick Wills, they have DeJuan Jones. They must be looking for a future tackle.
Oh, give me Polk here. Yeah, Polk is there. I like Polk.
That's what's up. Dang, I can't believe Michael Penix still on the board. It's third round.
That's true.
Tevion just went.
There you go. He just went. Next pick is Bengals.
Like it's gone. Dang.
All right. Let me see the tackles.
Yeah, you better take a tackle or somebody's gonna scream at you. Fisher.
I don't mind Blake Fisher. Let me see guard. I'm actually gonna go with Christian Mahogany.
Okay, and then next pick
Mahogany because I got Trent Brown. Mahogany actually has some flexibility.
I need a receiver.
I like Mahogany.
Let me see what them receivers looking like.
Bama boy. Devontae Walker.
Let me see. You can keep going. Can you go down?
Yeah, sure. Trash.
Yeah, I don't want trash. I don't want no trash. I actually did. I mean, I actually
trash like that,
man. Is Malachi Corley gone already?
Who?
Malachi Corley.
Malachi Corley.
Wide receiver. Think so.
Yeah, probably. I don't think he'd be that low.
Yeah. By the way, is that how you pronounce his last name? Because it has the H there.
No, it's
Thrash.
Funny.
And he took.
You want to see the guards?
And he took Brian Thomas. Xavier Leggett's gone. You're
looking for a QB?
Jamar. Let me see this. Let me see the corner on defense.
Yeah.
Nah, he said go ahead and take Spencer Rattler.
That's okay. I'm good on that. Let me get Kyrie Jackson.
Oregon. And then for the Brownies, let's see the linebackers now. Was it Jalen Ford that they won? No. Was it Hopper? Who was the one that they said earlier for the Brownies? Oh, Patrick Paul. Is he here?
Yep, they took Patrick Paul early. Well, he was gone. I think he's gone now.
Yeah, he's gone.
Who do we pick for them? Let's see who we pick for them first.
We pick at OT.
All right. I think it said their other need is linebacker. See if Trotter is Trotter gone. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in the linebacker. Colson.
Somebody said Jones from Texas.
From Texas. Where's Jones from Texas?
Jones. Yeah, it says he's gone. Maybe they thought he was there.
Unless they're talking about a different position. It's a D
tackle. A receiver for them. I think right now the value is probably a receiver for them.
Thrash.
I don't take Jamar.
They said draft Burton from Alabama.
Okay, there you go. Next pick of 93 for us.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Let me see what they have here. Maryland boy, running back. No. I'm tempted to do double up receiver.
You know y'all good for picking that running back late in the draft.
Yeah, but not in the third round. Not in the third round. Fourth.
He ain't gonna start anyway over Dark Henry.
That's my point. That's exactly my point.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go here.
Receiver in the second and Van Pron in the third.
Gotta go with Green here. And then Ace, you have the last pick.
Bro, they pissed me off. I was gonna take Braylon Allen. They just took him. Let me see the running backs.
They have the kid from Coram, Michigan.
Nah.
Offense, running backs. Clemson, Will Shipley.
Go down. Give me Jalen Wright. I think he's gonna go way higher than that.
I like Jalen Wright. Oh, I thought. Okay, so Steelers have one more pick.
We do. Let me get
Do you remember your picks? Just in case. Here's your picks.
Yeah, let me see your receiver again. I don't think they got what I want anyway. Let me see. Jamari Third is still there.
You want trash? You said?
Nah. You can keep going down. Go down a little bit. Go down. I don't see nobody I want up there. You can go to D tackle for me, please.
D tackle. Tyler Davis.
I think I might have to go Makai Wingo.
Makai Wingo, LSU. I think that wraps us up. Yep. Let's see here. 3-round mock draft 2.0 for AFC North. Brownie fans, we tried to appease the chat, by the way. So if you don't like it when you're watching this replay, yell at your compadres here in the chat, okay? But Ravens fan, you can yell at me. Tackle from Oklahoma, Guyton. Jalen Polk, right here from Washington. Ronaldo Green, corner out of Florida State.
Ronaldo Green, that's a good pick too.
And then we get Cincinnati gets Brian Thomas, wide receiver. Second pick, Devondre Sweat. Third pick, guard from Boston College, Christian Mahogany. And then Jalen Wright, running back, with the last pick of the third round for them. Y'all pick Patrick Paul, tackle for Houston. Jermaine Burton, wide receiver, Alabama. And the Steelers, Amari.
Yeah, come on, Steelers Nation. You know that's a solid drag, girl. You know that's a solid.
Cedric Van Pron.
They said, who you throwing to, man? Quez Watkins?
No, we're gonna throw the Cordell on the line. We're gonna hit him with the screen.
Last draft it was me that didn't pick any receivers.
Yeah, we good on receiving.
Yeah,
Well,
probably
actually,
the cornerback class is not
Ashley
good.
tell the boys to out there. I hope they stop playing and go get him. That'll be the dream scenario. They go get him before the draft. Oh, we be straight. That would be the perfect draft right there.
Kareem Jackson and Maki Wingo in that rounds 2.0, guys. We are bringing you more mock drafts this week. We might bring you some player profiles, guys, that we like if there's not big news, so you guys can see some of the players that we like. I've been doing that for my channel, so we might each get a player and just scout it and just put it here. Anyway, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we're coming live. Share the content, please. If you want to support us a little bit more, check out the Patreon, and we will see you next week. Peace out.